his old guns, where he has made a name for himself internationally, back on that jet. And we see Jeremy on the Rays. Solo duelist on the side of Oasis, but they're doing the double initiator as you said. And so got a bit more utility for that entry in terms of the flashes. You got like 4 flashes that go around, arguably 5 if they get the reset off the cooldown from the sky. And that's something that is very much so contrasted on the opposing side by Team Secret, having double controller plus that double duelist as we talked about. Round number 1 of Secret versus Oasis going on, as Oasis they're on the attack here.
I actually quite like the fact that we don't have a Sentinel on the side of Secret, because this is a map that really promotes mobility. And as I mentioned that, it's Wild Oreo to really use said verticality. Dispenser will find Envy, as everything hasn't really gone into a push and pull situation, but we are going to lose those extra flashes, and Borkum's control is going to be missed. This is going to be spiked down, but Secret, they have no problem whatsoever taking the space that they could have lost.
One enemy
Flash
remaining.
come out here, and that flash point is going to be so difficult to dodge in that range. Spencer and Jeremy, he finds a double there, the latter, especially after his nade connecting on the plant spot. As Team Secret, they go 1 for 1 on the opening trade, but they take the opening round. More importantly, that gives them the upper hand here, especially on a map that some people argue is defender-sided, some people argue is attacker-sided. I kind of lean more towards the latter, but there's good arguments to be made for both, I think, currently right now in the meta. And I think that just speaks to how diverse this map can be in this battleground is.
Yeah, whoever is winning that's the orientation of the map. You know, hey man, we're winning, therefore this is it. But now we are going to see a little bit of an anti-eco here. It does look like Secret want to put this a little too close for comfort for the likings of Oasis, as they only have, or rather a pair of sheriffs, both an Envy and Ripper. But again, that gap close is going to be super important this round. Coco will be the one to dig him down, but nope, Jeremy will finish him out, will flush him out. So Dubstep takes quite a bit of damage too. Now the execute is going to come, but Envy is sharper than any edge, than any blade. He finds 2. Now, Oasis, they have a little bit of an advantage to take care of here. Secret, they're a little scrambled through this. Viper's not going to have the most utility, but Marky making a case for the classic Dispenser. Surprise, surprise. This site is now being overrun by the boys over Secret. 2v2, no real weapons advantage here. The snake bites are going to come, and the utility as well. The spam, will it finish? Nope, undercooked. Borkum is going to aggress. What? 2v2 still. A lot of utility still on the board for Ripper here. Doesn't need it whatsoever. The stars align, and so does the crosshairs.
Beautiful crossfire there on the hold from Oasis. They could not push Ripper, who was on that default plant spot because of Wild Oreo's mere positioning towards A main. They couldn't find some way to try and flush him out. Could have maybe potentially, I don't know, smoked him out, flashed him out, but hey, it's what they got to work with. And Oasis, they are fully ready to make full use of what they've got here. Great job by Marky to find that sneaky slide kill from the short door position and get all of it, as Ripper ends the round in the favor of Oasis. And look at this, no holds barred, rifles already bought by Oasis. Round number 3 on the anti-bonus, the anti-eco rather, as Dubstep, he has no qualms about fighting at any range of that.
Does the meta just like lose when you have guns? Because that seems to be the case here, as we already see an early pick on Secret, although I might have jinxed it. Marky is going to try and take this away from Secret. They do flash deep, but do they know that there's a million people here? They spray one down, they spray everybody down, they line up! Borkum and Spencer, they have a long way to go, as this A site is going to be flooded with Oasis members.
But the classic just not going to pack enough of a punch for him to do any real damage here, and this should be a clean Oasis round. Could have went differently there for these two. They had an opportunity. Borkum completely blind by Marky and finished off as well. As I said, yeah, they were able to, dodge those initial opening flashes coming from Envy towards that A main position. That was Dubstep and Borkum. Just did not find the trades when they should have come. And now Secret, they've got rifles abound, and already the operator to come out on Dubstep. They mean business and they want to make this fight work.
That they do. They want to take as many swings as possible. They don't want to give anything whatsoever to Secret because Secret's still a very, very calm and a very collected team here. They are going to have a bit of a shoddy buy, so this might lie in the shoulders of Dubstep. He has that operator in hand. He wants to take this space. He wants to take these long-range angles. And something that Secret have to be aware of is that Oasis hasn't even established any lurk potentials yet. That showstopper is going to find Ripperoo, and Envy will find a trade. But down a member are both these teams. They lose their gap close on the side of Secret, and they lose all that important utility in Ripper.
Very, very crucial for him to be picked off. That's their only controller. No smokes anymore to try and conceal their advance on this attacking side. Will they commit to this A site? Can be a bit more difficult to drop down now, but they still got some flashes to try and press the issue.
I've got your
They do have the Seekers as well here. Dubstep, and the way to buy this time, does deny it earlier on. Looking to see if he was going to try and wait a bit longer, but Wild Oreo, he makes it on here. Can he win the fight? He does eventually do it. Wild blind, and Envy's able to get the kill. Jesse Bass finding a double. Can he find another? Wild Oreo will punish him down as Oasis take a third round here, looking pretty comfy.
So one thing Oasis has been doing, they've been allowing Secret to take all that space, all that real estate. But Secret, they haven't really done much with it. All of the members that they're leaving, or at least something that they're sacrificing, is the potential to reinforce the holders as quickly as they can. But nope, again, they have all that control. This time around, it doesn't seem like they have that signature of really bunkering down on all the areas they take. Now they look to aggressively posture here towards Dish, but they might be met with resistance here as Oasis. They're going to be staring at this. They will find Wild Oreo, though. He is fairly safe as of the moment. They drop the boom box. The flashpoint is there. We lose one member on the side of Secret as Dubstep will face the music. The Rolling Thunder is there, but no, where's the follow-up? Where's everything? Beautiful counter utility by Oasis, and they stop this push on Secret's side flawlessly.
Oh, but they
I jinx it.
Shot draft. They hit him 1, 2, 3 like bowling pins, dominoes falling after the other. Jeremy, he's gonna try and double dip for even more. It's a 4v2, but they can't understand. Jesse Bass able to get the kill, and Coco's gonna try to slice things up. Oh, but he runs out of ammo right in front of him. He can't come into this dry. He has to wait for his teammate. Borkum, last one left alive. All he's got is a frenzy, but he should have enough time, enough space. Oh, the timing doesn't work out. He pies the corner as soon as Coco comes around the opposite end, and he has a chance here to retrieve the rifle. He has Phantom in hand. Not much armor, actually nothing at all on Coco. He's down 40 HP. He's got those nano swarms to help him in the post plant to try and secure that. But Borkum coming from behind, he's been tagged. He knows now where Borkum's coming from, and Coco's gonna try and go for the rotate instead. A site, I think he has an idea. You can see the pings are coming here, and Borkum, he's one step ahead, but at the same time 2 steps behind.
Oh, and that might be enough. I think he has an extra star. Nope, 10 seconds left. He is going to be vulnerable. Every time I see something concrete, the truly ambiguous happens. Now, all the utility and all the mechanized tools that this Killjoy has is going to work out. But nope, as Borkum, he don't need technology. He don't need it. He is ice cold and takes a round on the board for Secret.
Great eco round from Team Secret. Initially, it kind of seemed like a small mishap, you know, maybe premature on the Rolling Thunder there towards the Dish. No follow-up, but it let them, at the very least, get those aggressive positions. And Jesse Bash, they collab for him. One bullet first to be found. Coco, found the job of holding down the line there. Fortunately for him, Dispenser runs out of ammo. Then in the end, this could not secure the round, as it will be Borkum taking it. Coco taken down very low. Was such a big hit there for Oasis. Secret, they found themselves a bit of a raft to continue floating on here in the defensive side.
Doesn't look as stable this time because of all the expenditures from the previous engagement. Still, they have one more buy round, even if things go awry. But Secret, they have all the momentum in the world. They must be feeling so good after that defense, that staunch defense, and that absolutely cold-blooded clutch. Now, things have been reset. We still have so many ultimates on the side of Oasis. Truly, this could be a wombo combo if they set it up right, but Dubstep could find the timing. He does, and he stops Wild Oreo in his tracks, containing him. Indeed has to cross back. Now this plan has to be salvaged somehow. Morgan and Jesse, they don't allow any leaks. Envy, you know how crazy this kid can be, but against 4 members of Secret, how is this possible? He does slip by the Astral Divide, or rather the Cosmic Divide. He does have a flashpoint available to him. He finds the timing though. This does slow down. Jesse, line up. Can't find the duel. Jesse supports perfectly, and he ends the endeavors of Oasis.
3-3. Team Secret have successfully came back to tie things up. Good round from them there. Pretty clean, all things considered. Only losing 2 players. And you see here, after the Rolling Thunder from Oasis, Dubstep barely able to dodge that one and find the kills that he needed. Just locking things down on that B side, making sure Oasis could not even get within a foot of it.
Not even touching it with a 10-foot pole, as they attempted to, but like I mentioned, even on a rainy day, they have a full buy. Oasis, they can somewhat equalize this, because Secret, they're not looking too good on the economy either. Jeremy, this time, wants to play off timing. Dish has been the point of interest for Oasis, but they found themselves in sand, they found themselves in A main, and a completely vacated site. This time, we only have 1 lurk in the form of Coco. Does have a Spectre, so any weapon acquisition he can get is going to be absolutely substantial. Look at this. This could be timing too. Wild Oreo, he might find Borkum. Oh, why do I say that?
You cursed him. Borkum finds a proper timing as soon as Wild Oreo popped his showstopper. So unfortunate, but if he gets a trade on the opposing, Jesse Vash's breach here. But Coco on the lurk as well has an opportunity. Nothing really to stop him. No traps for him to set off, as the plant has gone off on the A side. Team Secret, they're scrambled on this retake. They're going to try and get within distance and get themselves, you know, catapulted into the A site. But for now, looking really rough for this retake.
Indeed it is. They don't necessarily have a position advantage here, nor do they have the proper utility. But they finally find the lurk, delaying them as much as possible. The Cosmic Divide is going to come out here. Ripper has been undiscovered, continuing his clandestine operation, but nope, they get cleaned up. And Secret have no qualms of taking this as cleanly as possible, but they're going to skedaddle because this might be barely enough. Oh, dear me.
Half a second more and Secret would have secured the round, but it's Oasis who get the job done this time around. Coco thought the lurk there could have found a bit more, but hey, that small bit of delay, I think, is just enough for them to secure things here. Oasis, so looking pretty good on that round. Team Secret able to kind of scrap up a bit of a mix. Dubstep has got his blades to utilize, and Vash, well, he's got the Rolling Thunder as well, able to actually invest in a rifle now. Now they've committed that cash, that economy to it, but let's see if they're actually going to be able to convert here. Timer has been paused, Raph, so I'm feeling inklings of what's to come.
No, you don't. No, you don't. This is a tactical pause. I can feel it. The rounds are a little too close. This is not hopium. I do love the view. I do appreciate the view. This is quite a bit of orange we are seeing, but one thing that I have noticed with this map, or at least the way this game has been turning out, is that this has been a gamble on Secret's side. Oasis, they're just making them guess. They made Coco lurk once, and Secret, it's been lingering on their mind ever since. Every time they do something, Oasis have been doing such a great job of making them pay. They had the map control, well, now they overwhelm the site. They don't get map control. We had Coco to somewhat delay them, and those have been 2 things that have been sticking to, or at least I would assume, that's been lingering on Secret's mind.
There definitely is a lot for them to think about and try and process, especially within the given time frame here of that pause. Hopefully will help their sake out, because they're going to be in very bad economical situation. Actually, both of these teams, whoever loses this is going to be forced on the eco. That's just how close and back and forth this game has been. But look at this, aggression coming from Team Secret, and the blades connect. Slicing and dicing, surgical here from Dubstep. He's going to get flash countered, but Jeremy's there to try and help him on that. They pop the Rolling Thunder just to confirm it eventually, in case there's someone else behind them. Little do they know, the entirety of the Oasis squad, the remainders of that, have gone and taken the A site for the plant.
That they have, but how many Rolling Thunders have been thrown out by Jesse here? Again, so frequent. The uptime has been commendable, to say the least. Marky spots ahead, but Dispenser dispenses just the right amount of bullets to cut him down. And now a 2v5 looking a little dire for the boys in... Is that Cyan and Ping? I'm not very good with colors. Ripper, he's very, very good at the clutch. Not this time around, though. Maybe there could be a next time. But they try to spray him down. He is kind of getting jostled just a tiny bit here. But Coco is finally eradicated from the site. And definitely Secret have this time around.
That's 2 eco rounds now.
Flawless.
I think that they've kind of converted, or at least made somewhat successful in this case. A complete, not even an eco round, honestly, but a scrap buy, if anything, to be honest with you. They had 4 rifles, yes. The Dubstep only had these blades, but that's not saying much, considering that he can make do with anything he's got. Especially that ultimate of his. So, very nicely done here. Very crucial. Oh, technical pause. Graphic away.
There we go.
There we go.
And
Fracture.
And now we are 10 seconds away from continuing the game. Hopefully not too many of the things were displaced, a momentum or the mental fortitude, or even, you know, staying awake, because this can be incredibly tiring. But we do have an Oasis eco. We know how damaging and we know how lethal those sheriffs are. But it does seem like there's a little bit of utility damage going their way already, and it's going to be the decay from the Viper wall as they are walking right into the site. The patience is here. The pinch is very apparent, at least to us viewers. And I feel like Dispenser's sentinel, or rather Anchor senses, are tingling. This is finally a sign. Oh, there is a Trailblazer. He shoots it out. Now the guessing game. Is there one on the second floor? But they flush him out once more with a paint shell.
Great nade there. He kind of tagged them all up on that execute, but Wild Oreo, he's prepared to try and fight them on back. Well, this guy's a classic, but we know that's never stopped him in the past. Here comes a Rolling Thunder though, and then look at this aggressive control that they go for. They're just trying to take the fight to him. Jeremy and Borkum though, making sure they're stopped right at the gates. You can't enter because it's Borkum to be the bouncer. Coco finds one, but ultimately will get nothing done. They do get the plant down, and at the very least they get some economy going their way. But for the most part, a clean round from Team Secret as we expected.
Leather jacket, turtleneck, and gold chain, as Mr. Bouncer Dispenser just did not allow anybody. It's like, you don't hold up, where's your ID? You ain't allowed in these parts. But now we have another gun round here. Once again, could be a potential reset point for Oasis. You think that the mental of this team would be, you know, I wouldn't necessarily say in question, but strained, because it is truly a challenge to play 2 series in one day.
It certainly is, and that is something that could affect most teams. But when I talked to Fluffy about a week ago, and I was like, how do you feel? Like, honestly, you guys are playing like 2 series in a day for 2 weeks. And he was like, well, we don't super mind. It's kind of rough, but like, at least, you know, it helps us get momentum. And they felt like the team could use that momentum and really actually aid them in the end. So far, they've been like 1 for 1 whenever they do play and lose a series, or rather play 2 series in a day, as Jeremy gets a kill on a Coco. And so if that pattern is going to continue, and they lost a series a while ago versus Action, then this should be a round, or rather a series that they can win back in return. But Dispenser, kind of slow dancing in the burning room there.
Oh, that was not a silly little moment for him. It was not the storm before the calm. But now we have Secret. They try to gather their brawlies. They gather everything as they try to take this side away.
Right
And as
there.
you mentioned, that was a little bit burning on the side of Dispenser here. They lose Coco, so they lose a lot of that flank watch potential. They have to reassign Wild Oreo to this, as Wild Oreo only has blast pack, so he can quickly re-engage if he chooses to. But Jeremy has other plans. He guesses right, but Ripper swings left. He gets 2. Dubstep finds the trade. Finally, he is all alone. Now being backed up by Jesse Bash, but Wild Oreo right on cue as he returns fire and finds everybody.
Yeah, they lined up for him. He knew that all he had to do was play that A main. The smoke even helps him out, because then they can't directly engage him. And all he has to do is spray that spike as soon as he hears a tap, and that's exactly what happened. So great job from Wild Oreo. Okay, that was a wild shot, but somehow connected with Dispenser.
Or rather, how would I put this? Quell the offense as well as we should. But now, looking at it, we do have a full buy on both sides, but a reset point nonetheless, potentially in the making for either of these teams.
Let's see if they're going to be able to bounce back from that one. It's 5-5, so everything all tied up, but literally as of the meantime. Boombot denied. That's going to allow both to reposition here in the tower. He knows that they're about to come his way. Both controllers making sure to have full control of this arcade, not playing around.
Not playing around indeed. Again, they really want to, well, secure this W as quickly as they can. The series is still quite a ways away. And we really don't see a clear winner here. Oasis and Secret, they've been exchanging blows. They've been looking like two heavyweights. Looking like they are, once again, laser focused. Envy nearly lands a shot, but momentarily distracted. I think he was looking at the minimap there. He does fire off a little bit of utility. That aftershock is going to sway Borkum away, but he didn't know that there's a Viper waiting onto the site, while Oreo instead he chooses the elevation, gets hit by the vulnerability. But wait a minute, what's Borkum looking at? Envy, he will swing, and they find both defenders. Once again, this is such a dangerous retake for Secret.
30 seconds left.
Additional seconds, precious time being burnt away by this lockdown.
And with Dubstep having the operators can be a bit too big of a risk, both because it can be difficult to retake with the operator, and importantly as well, if you lose it on that retake, then you are kind of down bad for the final round, for round number 12. So save that op, play to try and tie things up at the end of the half, maybe finally take a lead once we come into the second. So Team Secret, we're gonna give up this round. No qualms about conceding it for the meantime. They rescind control of the site, the map, and the round. We're moving on to round number 12 with Oasis up 6-5. The way this game has been going, I think we're expecting for a Team Secret comeback to make this 6-6 before we end this half.
They are definitely out of the woods here, Oasis. They still have to close this out. They still have to try and ground Secret into a pull, but obviously Secret's not going to let that happen. I feel like Secret's just not putting enough presence on their rotations here. Everybody, and I mean everybody, who tries to fight for side has been falling very quickly. Any retakes, they seem just a few seconds too late here. And Oasis, they're very happy with that. Secret, they will expend all their money and get as much gear as they can, because this is where they have to make a move. Going down 2 rounds could potentially lead into a big butterfly effect.
Well, we know with the butterfly effect, one small move, one small mistake can catapult and just explode into a multitude of possibilities. Many of them not really working out for the team that makes that crucial error. So be very careful which dominoes they decide to hit first here. Looking like the B site is where they're going to try and regress next, but Dubstep, he plans to halt all of that.
As you mentioned, it really has been a house of cards for both these teams. The lead, although it might be in Oasis' hands, this was not the way it was looking earlier. And just a little bit of a sidetrack. I feel like every time I say butterfly, you know, the Taylor that's a tingle, but not Dubstep. He gets shot from behind, and Oasis, they explode onto the site once more. They look cleaner, they look more efficient, and this could be a little too late for Secret to stop. Spencer has been a hero, but not today. As Oasis, they've donned that antagonist mantle, and they take that half cleanly away from Secret.
That was such good utility usage by Oasis there towards that tower. They put the star on the pull with, you know, that here you can see them pull here on towards tower. Then another one as well that was placed by Oasis, a defensive kind of countermeasure, but rather Secret, but just doesn't work on out. If anything, kind of hampered Dubstep's retreat there. Not even able to get himself a shot off or set himself, maybe line his sights up. Very nicely done from Oasis, and especially with them enabling Wild Oreo to make those type of impact plays. This team means business, and they go up here on the first half of this first map on the elimination game versus Team Secret, 7-5.
Truly is a heartbreaker no matter how this goes, or rather who will ever come out on top. Now we have yet another reset here. Secret, they pass on their problems to Oasis here, at least on the defender side of the agenda, as Dubstep is going to play the patience game here. They want to take tower. They already see quite a bit of movement, but their attack, the philosophy is completely different here. They try to pinch them, but nope, Coco, he survives. He's on 13 health. Dubstep does land an important shot, but Dispenser, he will get hurt in that process. The HP There is no real advantage here, but the bullets, they come in by Envy. They come in by Coco. Jesse's the lone fragger of this team. They will get tagged up by that nade. Rather, they're forced to rotate on admin side. Now, they are once again cornered by Oasis.
Coming in on here. Jesse fast. He's trapped between a rock and a hard place, but he somehow shoots his way out of it. To fend off Coco. 2 versus 2. A bit of that explosions just to keep them at bay. The aftershock just to make sure they don't just rush him. But they do rotate towards that alpha site. They should be able to get the plant here. Nobody within kind of enough space or enough range to deny it from happening. But the retake will come in from Oasis. Jeremy opting to go for the forward position. Opting to go and aggress here. Maybe find a pick off and equalize things in their favor.
One enemy are standing.
That's right, but the jiggle is there. Jeremy, he wins that that little debacle with Wild Oreo. Marky, he has a heal, but unfortunately not for himself. It is a gift that he cannot possess, only lead others to. He does have a flash. At 20 seconds, he might have an extra one here. I think that was enough to cover the sound. He sticks it. Nobody suspects a thing. They swing. Do they have time? He turns around. And Marky, you absolute mad lad. He takes it, and that is going to be the ROG clutch, courtesy of Oasis.
Not one with brawn, but with brain. Very nicely done there. Coming in from Marky. A split second earlier, and they could have won that plant. What a crucial heartbreaker of a loss when they found the advantage. When Jeremy got them that pick off, they were able to play together. Just too far away, and Marky turns around at the last second to keep himself alive. That small bit made all the difference.
So clever to use that guiding light sound. Again, guys, everything is a tool, no matter what. Marky, though, he will expend that Trailblazer. Not really find anything, but at the very least, he's gonna delay them just for a tiny bit. But Ripper, he is like a buzzsaw. He moves, he's blind, but it doesn't matter. The spray transfer is there, and the big 3K by Ripper will seal the round away for Oasis. Borkum is badly hurt. Dubstep has a sheriff, but the numbers, the automatic weapons, this could be a little too much, even for our savvy superstar.
5.
One enemy remaining.
It doesn't look like that is going to be looking too good for Secret. As of the meantime, a flawless round coming from Oasis. They're looking to convert a bonus as well right after it, after not dropping a single player on that anti-eco. Round 15. And if Oasis, if they win this round and bring it 5 to 10, then that could be Secret broken for map 1.
One enemy remaining.
Shattered, but truly where it lies is their intangibles. They have to keep themselves in check here. They have to keep themselves intact because they truly do not want Oasis to run away with this, as you've mentioned. They do have rifles here, but oh boy, losing to a bunch of Spectres is going to be very nasty. And Jeremy making sure that doesn't happen, but Wild Oreo on the other side showing why he's on that raise roll. Jeremy, he secretly tags that paint shell and will march forward, giving his team a numbers advantage, albeit a little expensive. Ooh.
Vash.
Last player
pick off here, and he finds another as well. Okay, this is a round that Team Secret so desperately needed. Looks like they're going to convert it. Coco, he's been spotted. They know where he is here. Okay, able to find one with a nano swarm, but the nano machines won't save you this time, son. 6 to 9. Very nice.
And Oasis, I still love this lead, 3,000. Team Secret making it a case for just, it only needs 2 swings, guys. It only needs 2 3-round swings. And everybody keeping their composure here. That was still a pretty beneficial bonus. They do force out a little bit of economy, a little bit of a withdrawal from the side of Secret here. A bit of utility used too, and Jeremy just kind of jumping into that very bright pool, you know, of, well, nano swarm.
Yeah, that's not one you'd typically like to take a dip in. Even more painful than a regular hot tub might be. But Team Secret, they're in for a bit of heat here. Dubstep, trying to tank a lot of that. But unfortunately, nobody's got more HP than anyone else in this game. No heals as well available for Team Secret. They don't have a Stein or a Sage. Dubstep trying to spam on through, almost finds the angle. There's going to be Borkum to find that pick off on the Coco, which is a huge kill for them to find. They do not have a single ultimate on the Oasis side for the retake, but a bunch of Team Secret players are quite low. Just coming on through like a waterfall, pouring out of that rope. One, but not any much more. Marky does get finds that kill to try and equalize things up, but dual initiators are all that left for Oasis.
Environmentally unfriendly towards that waterfall, as Secret looks to pollute whatever stream that Oasis is trying to build here. Marky and Envy, we know how talented these boys are, but they choose to go for the safe play here. Once again, they understand that there's a little bit of an economic situation on their side of the bag here. And Secret, they slowly chip away at this lead. They now have 7 rounds in the bag. Borkum and Dispenser having a little bit of woes here in terms of raw statistics, but the impact cannot be denied.
A lot that he is doing that simply does not reflect on the scoreboard, at least in terms of those raw stats, but more importantly, on the final score as well, the round score is where you can really see that. Vash is at 15, and this is a pretty good game for him, especially when you're not known to be the fragger on the team. He has certainly turned a lot of opinions around this entire stage 1, and even in Champions especially, why he deserves that moniker of being one of the pioneers, the grandfathers of esports. Here, Wild Oreo pick off with the Sheriff. He's laying down the law.
That indeed has become a theme. But now Marky might be looking at that, well, his own utility for a little too long here as Dubstep. He is going to be the aggressor, even finds an extra Vandal for his team. We do finally get Coco to be discovered, but that Nano Swarm has done so much damage. Now A is going to be in the hands of Secret. They don't have too much utility to work with anymore. But the same can be said about Oasis, who were letting the round in to begin with. And Jeremy, he makes sure, he makes so much certainty of taking this round. And Wild Oreo, he falls into the clutches of Borkum. And like you mentioned, both Vash and Jeremy, they've been really shining on this map.
Really have been feeling it here. Maybe there's something in the Vash household. I mean, these two players, they're the ones together in Vash's place right now, as they don't have a true boot camp for all 5 of them, all 6 rather, to be playing together. And so he's trying to go for a bit of a big kaboom with a showstopper. Maybe take himself down with it, maybe not. If he gets away, then hell, he can try and use that Spectre, try and soften up whoever's inside, and even get another kill up close. So Oasis, they've got a game plan here. They do have to make it work out in the first place.
They have the tools and they have the wit. The question is the execution. How is it going to go? Dubstep finds a little bit of a gap here, but instead he falls into a trap beautifully executed by Oasis. But what they don't realize is Jeremy has already found himself in the site. Coco will make sure, or rather Ripper will make sure, that this is going to go unpunished. Dispenser, he finally equalizes it for Secret. Now we have a 3v3 in our hands. The wall is still there. Dispenser needs none of that to find Marky. And now suddenly the numbers are in the favor of Secret. Everybody is leaning towards Arcade side. But Borkum, he is very, very wary of any pushers from Canteen.
As he should be. Those lurks are something Oasis love to utilize and punish Secret on if gone unchecked. That's not going to happen this time. Here comes the showstopper. He's going to try and swing. Nobody really getting hit by that. No connection. A bit of damage, but it's not going to be enough. Dubstep waiting here on the corner. Pulled into his own demise. Envy and Team Secret have tied the game up.
What are these games? The rounds have been just too close to call. Finally, Secret, the adjustments have been coming in. Oasis, it's now their turn to somewhat write a new page, or maybe get, you know, a little more reinforcement in that playbook, because everything that they've done in the previous, I would say, 4 rounds or so have been beautifully contradicted by Secret. Now Ripper, he has to settle for a lesser weapon here. He's gonna be the only one to have an automatic. Still, if his teammates land a few body shots, he could make quick work of Secret. But Secret, they're all too wary. They decide to stack up. They want to get that numbers and that firepower supremacy. Jeremy, he makes sure his Raze counterpart will not survive this encounter.
got the utility to try and fight back here with Envy. That flash potentially, but the numbers can keep him off and take him out. Dubstep finds the kill on the Ripper as well. He finds the second new dispenser as they just cleanly fall one by. Team Secret, they take the lead here for the Oasis. They have an opportunity to strike back, and if you know anything about these Phantoms, they can be menacing with all the ultimates that they've got online. 4 of them up online here for Oasis to try and stir things back in the direction.
The last few rounds have been a little bit of an investment for them in terms of the orbs and the acquisition of said ults. So this could be their great equalizer. Now, looking at this though, is this a reset point for Secret? Absolutely not. They have just so much built in the bag that they could probably recover from all the rounds moving forward unless they decide to buy a million operators or something. But that is not the case. As they take Dish, they get all those antennas up and running for themselves.
They're walking, slowly crawling their way forward here towards that arcade. And little do they know, I think, here, Oasis, that Dispenser has already come in from the tunnel. I'm not sure if they expect the cross to the jumpy coming in. Ripper tagged just a bit. See Dispenser already looking towards those dice in case there would be someone there. Tagged up, but Dubstep's going to lose a fight here. Great help from Ripper up top. And even with a stun coming in from Jesse Vash, a counter from Envy will set them back.
And having the ults, it could be a little bit of a passive threat here for Secret. That's why we see them slow down just a tiny bit. But Dispenser, he is right on time. The speed doesn't matter if your timing is impeccable. And just like a deadly left hand, he finds all the space that his team could potentially need. But look at this! The response from Oasis is swift. A lot,
30 seconds
and I mean
left.
a lot of utility, and even a Rolling Thunder to just try and contain Secret. Still at 25 seconds, so they could potentially play here. Envy, he spots it out, or at least the senses, they're tingling!
One
He
enemy
finds a
remaining.
double! This could be the round for them, but Jeremy, he will be finally desecrated by Coco. Finding the equalizing ground for Oasis. Now we have double digits across the board.
He could hear and tell that the plant was going down directly where he thought it would be. His senses, they were definitely right that time. Right on point. Oasis equalized things up, and that Rolling Thunder, although it did not let them get within the Viper's pit, it got them to at least the door of it. And for them to kind of encapsulate that entire Viper's pit and just surround it meant that Secret, they had nowhere to go. They had the plant within it. There's no way they could fight their way out of it as well. But they got a buy here to scrap up Secret, and they've got at least one more buy if they do lose this round. But I'm sure that's not something you're going to want to give up just yet. Ultimate-wise, though, Lockdown available here for Oasis, and that Cosmic Divide, so the retake potential could be huge. You can say the same for Secret.
Could say the same for Secret indeed, as they still have a little bit of a bank here too, like you mentioned, in terms of ultimates rather. But that Lockdown, I feel like, is the biggest one to swing in the favor of Oasis. They're still being very, very wise about it, and this time around, they're kind of scrounging, they're kind of scouting as well as they can.
Well, it's 10 to 10. Whoever takes this brings us within a round of match point, and either team would be very happy to claim that. A-main crawl up here coming in from Team Secret, and Coco's is ready, waiting, biding his time for that
30
opportune
seconds
moment
left.
to strike. Does not have a flash with him, but that can be adjusted and supported by that flash. That guiding light is certainly gonna reveal here what was hiding in that drop position. Dubstep has been found out. Here comes the Cosmic Divide from either side. Should secure the plant for the side of Team Secret, but Oasis, they've got something to say on the retake.
Indeed they do. Spencer, once again, a brick wall that Secret desperately need. He will get punched out of his armor here, but still he has a life to live and a clutch, or rather a member to really contribute to this round. Still Dubstep, he finds Envy, but not before that Rolling Thunder. Jeremy, he cleans up Coco, and suddenly Secret, they're coming out from everywhere. There has been no response whatsoever. And where did this come from? Like a hand from the underworld, they take down Oasis, and they attempted bury them 6 feet under.
Beautiful take there, and post-plant hold coming in from Team Secret. Initially, looking a bit dicey. Dubstep, he did get that kill on the NVS. They knew where he was, defended him off, but the post-plant, the positioning here, the setup, and just the crossfire is held by Team Secret. Too much for Oasis to deal with, even though Oasis popped every single ultimate that they've got in the pocket. Now, not wanting to give up that match point, forcing the rifle, even though he can buy next up. Sheriffs, pistols, Spectre, that's all they got to work with. They have to make something happen if they don't want to give up match point just yet.
Oh, this is looking so dicey for Oasis here. They're, once again, the weaponry they have is not the greatest. The flashpoint is going to dissuade. Ooh, but still quite messy on the side of Secret. They will finally get the numbers and the weapon advantage. Marky is left alone. He only has a Vandal. I don't think he even has armor on to his name anymore. Does not have a Trailblazer, does not have a Guiding Light. He has to do this the old-fashioned way. But the future is now, and Secret, they still look to take and put the blade by the throat.
The timing on that pull and aftershock was perfect. I'm not too sure if the information was found there, was given from top of tower, that he was crossing into the arcade entrance. But hell, they made it work anyways. Unfortunate there for Marky, but beautiful coming in from Team Secret. Pull, aftershock, swing on him, confirm the round, the kill, and match point. 12-10, Oasis. Could they be going down 0-1 in this series when they have looked impeccable so far on Fracture? Versus this Team Secret, who have just now pulled out the jet on Dubstep, who has been sticking to Neon for the most part throughout the group stages, but now choosing to flex otherwise.
Signature, vintage, call it whatever you want, but what is undeniable is it's working so far. Oasis, they have to find a way to halt this. They even expend a fault line there, and now an aftershock just to contest this tower as much as they can. Now Envy, he is left with just one flashpoint. So he has to time this perfectly, otherwise he could be running dry. Ripper, he swings, he finds Dubstep, and Wild Oreo finds Dispenser. They look to try and take an 11th round for themselves. Coco will make sure of it, but Borkham and Jesse, they chime in. And just like that, in the blink of an eye, suddenly the game is still going.
12-11. And if anything, if there's anything for us to go by, Raph, between how this match has continued on, with no team getting a sizable lead, then we could potentially be looking at the final round of regulation coming on in here. What a great...
For most members on the side of Secret, Jeremy has been absolutely stellar. He's been knocking it out of the park here. One more frag could potentially get him his showstopper, and he's been doing work with it.
Certainly, just such a big piece to this Team Secret puzzle here, Jeremy. He has been one influential part of it as well, coming into this roster very recently, and already he has been performing just like a true veteran would. These young guns, these young kids are certainly something to look out for, but Wild Oreo, he's had to keep his eyes out because he has no idea that someone's here. He still gets the kill on a Borkham. Borkham didn't even have any idea that Wild Oreo blew past him with a blast pack. Keep your head on a swivel, otherwise you're gonna get caught off guard. Coco finds the kill on Jeremy. A huge kill for Oasis to find. We're 2 kills away from potential overtime. But Dubstep, 2 kills, gets both of them. 1v2, it's all in the bag. He does have a flash. Actually, scratch that. All he's got is the aftershock. He has the stun now. Finds the 1 kill. Oh, 1v1 round. He knows where they are. Got out the stun, but Marky gets the kill, and we're going to overtime.
Oh, and ice cold Jesse was melted in the presence of Marky, rectifying whatever clutches he may have failed in the past. And now Oasis, they bring this to overtime. The ball is in their court. The momentum has been taken away from Secret. And suddenly the lead is in shambles. Overtime on the first map of the series. They have to close this out because the mental game, again, we keep putting emphasis on it. So important. Jesse looked absolutely lethal. Just that single moment of recoil from that ability will render him vulnerable, and this is where we are, folks. Overtime.
That is the second time this map alone that Jeremy was taken down as soon as he popped the showstopper, not even able to get the rocket off. That is such an unfortunate thing for Team Secret. Oasis Some life brought back into them.
There.
Can they continue to pull this momentum in their favor? Jeremy, flash, but not really going to be dissuaded by it, as Oasis, feeling all the pressure here coming from that A site, realize that the B site should be their target.
Indeed it is, and it is painted. The interest is there, but look where all the members of Secret are. They are postured towards one side of the map, and Wild Oreo nearly gets a haircut, but Envy, he has other plans for Dubstep, who's been the first to fall in our most recent rounds here. That is not something you want to happen, but that is how the story is currently going for the side of Secret. Still, not a lot of meaningful map control in their hands as well. They have to settle for a stifled retake here.
Definitely do not want to settle for less in this case. Team Secret, they do get that, well, rather Dubstep does get picked off. It means Oasis have free reign to go wherever they want. Plant here towards the A side, double back around, initially A, back
Spike
to B,
planted.
and now they've got the plant back in A. Look at how much of their control is focused on holding A main and playing the post plans from there, treating this like they should. Forkum gets that kill to try and equalize things up, but he's not going to expect Marky to be that close. Ripper will find the kill, but not after Dispenser finds one already on that trade. 3v2 here, Raph. This is looking dicey. Team Secret.
Oh dear! Dicey indeed, but Jeremy! He's a little too sharp for this. Ripperoo, he will fall. I thought Jeremy could have missed that just a tiny bit, but somehow they recover as well as he can. But the time, it's winding down. The utility is still looking quite healthy. He cannot power through that aftershock, but oh dear, like I said, the momentum is just in Oasis' hands right now. Secret, they have to coagulate. They have to rendezvous to each other. My goodness, they are crumbling.
Beautiful play there coming from Oasis. They get the plant. They control A main because they know that the post plant for them is super strong from that A main position, especially knowing there isn't a Sage. There's nothing like that on the opposing side of Team Secret. So they play that A main for the post plant denial, for the defuse denial. And then when the push comes in from behind and they've gotten a decent amount of control within the site itself, they push out and stay in the site now and hold that crossfire. Beautiful play coming from Oasis, and now they are the ones on the defense, and they get the opening kill on a Dubstep as well. That's 2 rounds down in overtime. He's gone down, traded by Jesse Bash, but ultimately, will it get them the control they need?
That is truly still in question,
down
and
A.
Jesse, he falls. Oh dear me, Oasis, they look to steal, or rather close this book in the face of Secret, but we know how clutch these boys are. We can't count them out yet, but they are few and far between right now. And Oasis, they're standing strong on the foundation that they built. It does look like Coco and Dispenser, they're shoulder to shoulder. I mean, they're right above each other. Borka fights Coco. It is now equalized. Marky has not a utility, or no utility whatsoever in his hands. The guiding light, it will finally refresh. But this will come down to the aim duels. Not a lot can be said. Dispenser, he creeps up. The guiding light won't find anything. That was the gamble that Oasis, that was their one chance. But Ripperoo, is he the clutch? Is he the savior? The answer is no. And it looks like Secret, they still want this game to extend. They want this overtime to continue.
Somehow, when everything seems so lost, they find a way. And that is why they've won that. They've held that crown here for the local scene. But they're going to have to really prove it right now. Overtime, they have the man advantage. Borka taking lots of damage in that fight. Marky's a crack shot, but can he land the shot? Yes, he does on Jeremy. He's down to a 1v2, actually a 2v2. As Marky, he does not go down, almost falling down there to Dispenser. But he will eventually be equalized. Envy. Now, as it's all on Dispenser. 1v2, but cannot win it as Oasis take map number 1. What a map, and
Defenders
what
win.
a game from Oasis to take it 14-12 in overtime.
I am stunned, as many of our viewers here, but Oasis, again, they believe in the magic. They don't want to crumble. And everybody's been doing a great job of keeping it together. And this is a little bit of redemption too. The way that they lost the previous series, that was a sting that they are willing to endure.